He let an $8,000 profit walk right out the door that's going to go to another competitor somewhere else. What's up guys, Kris here. So figured I'd make this video because as most videos, you show emotion and you get the point across when you're in the heat of the moment. So this is a perfect example for a learning lesson and for me to show you kind of what my thought process is and what you shouldn't do, okay? If you're running a business, the idea is to make money. So I'm not going to name any businesses, but there's two signs behind me. One of those signs is a business that I was doing business with. And unfortunately, what happened is the delay time, they didn't get back to me and they basically let business walk out the door. So we're not here to bash the business. I'm here to show you what not to do, okay? Because from a business mindset, the idea here and the objective, like I said already, is to make money. You know, so yes, that's right. The idea here is to make money, but my idea was to change scenery because I just didn't like the desert in the background. So this looks a lot prettier, flowers. Anyways, back to the point here. So case in point with this particular business, I had 1,000 nozzles and it cost me $9 a piece to get these nozzles purposed. I'll say that, whether they're lasered or whatever the process is, we don't need to go into that because it could be proprietary for one of my businesses, but it cost me $9, let's just say laser, $9 a piece to laser, okay? Now, let's say the employee that's running that machine is getting paid $12 an hour. There's no cost on the machine because the machine's probably already paid for itself because the business owns it for a while. So what happens here? 10 nozzles an hour, let's say, get ran through this machine. Well, at 10 nozzles an hour, that employee costs $12 an hour. So 10 divided by 12, 83 cents. Let's just say it costs another 17 cents per nozzle, hypothetical. That's way too much. But for the case in point, to make it an even number, it costs $1 a nozzle, okay? $1, yes. Now remember, I'm paying $9. $1 is what it costs that business based on these calculations to laser these nozzles. They're making a profit at $8 a piece. So at the end of this project, which the faster they complete the project, the faster they make $8,000 because 8 times 1,000 equals $8,000. So you get where I'm going with this? Now, case in point was not to do the math here, but it's to show you exactly what not to do. And what not to do is this. The nozzles sat on the shelf for multiple months. Nobody reached out and called me and said, hey, can we do these nozzles? We want to knock this out. We want to do this now. You get it? Yeah, that was kind of fast. So no attempt there. They let the lead just expire, basically, okay? Even when I pick the nozzles up and I tell them, look, you know what? You did not give me a date and time that these would be ready. I asked for a date and time, and I can't simply tell my customers that, hey, maybe my product, that this nozzle is an assembly, it's part of an assembly, part of a package. I can't just say, hey, your package that you paid for may be ready in a week, it may be 2 months, it may be a couple of days. I don't know because I don't have a date. My customers aren't gonna fly with that. So my customers are simply gonna go to a competitor. So because of that, what happens? I don't have a deadline. I can't work under those parameters. So I ask for deadlines. I don't get those deadlines. I'm gonna have to go and I'm gonna have to take my nozzles somewhere else. So what happened? I go to pick the nozzles up and of course I tell the gentleman at the counter exactly why I'm picking these nozzles up and tell him, hey, this is why. You know what? I didn't get a date. I didn't, I just was not satisfied with the service. How many nozzles? 1,000 nozzles. Okay, he did ask. Well, guess what? The gentleman just let me walk out the door. No attempt to say, hey, well, maybe we could attempt to knock these out in 2 weeks, or maybe we could do this, or maybe negotiate. Look it, I might have even paid an extra $1 a nozzle, $10, because I already have a system in place. I already have a system going. It's gonna cost me more time and effort initially up front to get a different system in place and find a new vendor. I already have this vendor. I already have this in place. So you know what? The attempt and the purpose of this video is to show you that don't ever let a sale walk out the door. Be hungry for that sale, okay? The gentleman at the counter, I don't know who he was, could have been a counter rep. You know what? He let an $8,000 profit walk right out the door that's going to go to another competitor somewhere else. That's exactly what happened. Don't do that. Don't be that guy, because you know what? If you're that guy, your competitors are going to come up on you, okay? At every step of the way, an effort should have been made to keep me as a customer. I simply told the guy why I was taking the business elsewhere. And not one response from the gentleman about this, not one response of, hey, can we do anything to keep your business? None of that. Case in point and learning lesson and purpose of that video is not only that, but engage in the conversation and get feedback, okay? All this gentleman had to do, I gave him the feedback, whether he wanted to know it or not. And yes, I'm not venting here, but I want to tell people this because you know what? This is something that really matters. I see this in businesses all the time. And we're in a situation right now where everybody needs work. Businesses need to make money. I have a guy, basically I'm waving $8,000 in front of your face right now to get a project done over the course of however long you do it. You know what, personally, I'll tell you this, if that were my company, again, if it were my company, I would have hired on additional staff to knock those nozzles out as fast as I could. Time equals money, okay? If you can only work somebody 8 hours and you don't want to go overtime, hire 2 more people on. There's 3 shifts of 8 hours in a 24-hour day. 8 times 3 is 24. Boom. And I would have just rotated those until those nozzles are done. Simple as that. $8,000 profit right in my cash register, into my profit, not my loss statement. So that's the case in point of this video. I don't need to harp on it too much longer. You've heard me rant and rave, but it's a learning lesson, okay? Point. Don't let the customer walk out the door and always get feedback. If the customer offers that feedback, do what you can to revive the sale, okay? They could have given me a small discount. Hey, we'll knock off, you know, a couple dollars on a few nozzles. Meanwhile, they're making a couple of, you know, thousands of dollars with the entire sale. That's the whole point. Just don't do that, okay? I'm in the heat of the moment, maybe a little hyped up about it, but not really, okay? I'm channeling this onto this video so I can teach other people and have you look at a real life experience of something that you should not do, because everybody always talks about what you should do. I did this and I did that and my company did this. Well, you know what? How many people online get on these videos and they tell you what you shouldn't do? This is one of those videos. I'm Kris. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you would have done. If there's anything different, I'm open for constructive criticism. Just because I would have done something different and what I talked about in this video doesn't mean that's the right way. Let me hear your comments and subscribe and hit that like button below if you like the video. If you don't like it, leave a comment. I want your feedback. Okay? Kris, I'm out.